Peace. Are we close enough?
We're close. We're too close. We're
Get
gonna
close
be.
to me.
I'm gonna be on your lap. We
Get
get any
close
closer.
to me.
I'm gonna be on your lap. We get any closer.
Get on top of my lap.
Right.
Peace out there, couples and mental health. I am Reason.
I'm Love. We're just hanging out.
Yes.
We have a peaceful little Saturday, so we decided to smoke some hookah, and then we were gonna jump on here for a little while and see what's going on in the YouTube world.
Right. You know what I mean? So, dang, so I go in there with the other one. Oh, no, I gotta change my account. I wanna.
We got the little hookah thing right here.
Well, we actually got a big hookah.
Yeah, but I'm taking. We already posted on our page, so if you want to know what it looks like, look at it. But I'm taking a risk because I was sick for the past 2 weeks, so this is my first real. I'm going in. I'm gonna see how I can do with this hookah. So just bear with me. If I leave the cough, then I'll be back. Y'all, I'll be back. Yeah.
Yeah, but how everybody doing out there, man? Can we get somebody in the chat? Get somebody come through. Let me see some of it. That's me right here. Watch this. Peace. Come through, Reese. I already know what's going off in there. Yeah. But until people come off in the chat, you know what I mean? We might show our hookah when if a whole bunch of people come. If it's a whole bunch of people jumping in the chat right now, then we gonna show the hookah what it look like.
Oh, we got 2 people. What you guys up to this Saturday? We got super lucky because we are home alone, like 2 kids.
Home alone, like 2 kids.
Yeah, we hanging out.
We on the hookah, so
we we don't get home alone by ourselves very often. So when we get home alone, then we gotta find fun things to do that we wouldn't do when we have our little house guest that lives here for the next 18 years.
But that's gonna put him.
I don't feel like he's gonna move out as soon as he turns 18.
Oh,
That's why. No, he gonna live with mommy a little while longer. He loves his mommy.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. No wrong.
He's gonna be the only one of our kids that live with us for longer than 18 because the other 2 had to go. They had to spread their wings. Our little butterflies. Our little butterflies. They had to spread their wings.
Yeah, we done had some butterflies leave the nest. You know, before
now. This might be
now.
too loud right here though because it's in the speaker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they go ahead to listen to us hookah, man. They in the party. Yeah. They know how to hookah.
What's going on? Okay, what we got? Somebody came in right there. Hi, how you doing, Zachary?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Zachary Martinez?
I can't see the other person. You gotta look right there.
Oh, that's Krishna Gopal Ray.
Hey, nice to see you. Thank you for coming in.
She said you look pretty.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're just hanging out. We just been.
Okay. We just jumped up now to 21. Now y'all gonna make us show the hookah.
We just sitting here shooting the shit.
We from Georgia. I'm not Georgia. We in Arkansas right now. It's true. USA, man, Arkansas.
Yeah, we from 2 different coasts. He from the South, I'm from the West Coast, and then we are here in the South right now, chilling.
Dennis, what's up, Dennis? Yeah. Appreciate you. Thank you for the love.
So yeah,
man, wife hookah, and sharing some family time. You know what I mean?
Well, no, grown up time. See, you don't even know the difference between family time and grown up time. We got grown up time today because we don't got no kids.
Do you like India?
Yeah, I would love Indian food. You guys' food is amazing. That's my favorite food. I would eat it every day of the week if I could.
That is definitely our favorite food.
Yeah, so you can come make me some food if you want to because I'd appreciate that.
What's up, Carlos?
Yeah, I would really appreciate that.
I'd like the sub. You sub. Hey, thank you, Gabrielle. Appreciate the sub.
Thank you, hon.
Thank you so much. We got some so we getting a lot of love. I might have to show y'all the hookah since y'all coming through showing us some love. Let me just show it. Let me just show it one time.
Be careful, don't drop
because we have a very beautiful hookah, so we sharing some beautiful, grown folks time right now.
We smoking that beautiful thing.
See, you like to use?
Yeah.
Say it's the hookah right here.
So,
nice, one of one piece.
We got a couple in our collection, but this is our favorite.
Yep.
This is our favorite one. I love the cheetah print. I got cheetah print on my skin, and then we got the cheetah print, so it kind of reminds me of myself. So I love the cheetah
what's your favorite food?
I like curry, but what are those little things called? The little things with the potato in the inside. It's stuff that has the peas and the potatoes. I forget what they're called, but those are good.
Arabian thing called
I like so much, huh?
Said Arabian thing called Sisha. Yeah, that's what we smoking.
That's what we're
Sisha.
smoking, the Sisha. Yeah, we're smoking Sisha.
Today
We're
is my
smoking Love
birthday.
Sisha.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Matt, man. We hope that you can come through and get some what we call it from what our channel giving.
Birthday love, I don't know.
Birthday love. We're giving out birthday love, but we're just giving out a lot of positive vibes. Yeah,
we're just
that's all. We hope you can get some positive vibes from the channel, man.
We're steady trying to work on elevating ourselves and becoming better people.
Yeah.
Right? Individually and collectively as a group in our family. All of us, you know, are on the mission. We're not perfect. And I have my days where I'm petty and I'm a bitch, but I'm trying to have those days further and far in between.
Yeah, right.
Right? So that's really what I'm working on.
Everybody had their own bad days, you know. Yeah. But you know what, right now, so you know, just our topic, we like to have a topic when we go live, you know what I mean, when we get people on here, and our topic today is emotional regulation. And for those, because you know, we're working on ourselves. Our channel is Coach Couples in Mental Health. For the ones that didn't catch, you know what I mean, we appreciate you coming through. And yeah. And today's topic, emotional regulation. And what can you do to like regulate yourself emotionally when you like going through?
Well, the thing is, you know, like first of all, you have to recognize and you have to validate yourself that it's okay to have an emotion, right? Because so many times we tell ourselves, okay, we're not supposed to feel like this. Like, you know, like, okay, you know, like I'm not entitled to this, but we have to allow ourselves first the grace to have the emotion, but then we have to have the strength to name the emotion, in my opinion. And once you name it, then you're able to kind of frame it a little differently. And instead of, you know, like if your name, okay, I'm angry because, you know, like my husband didn't come home straight after work, for example, right? Like I'm angry about that. So that's my emotion. Okay, I named that. Now, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to yell at him and punch him in the face when he comes in? Or am I going to, you know, like calmly let him know that, you know, like that we need to have a conversation because I can appreciate that.
And, you know, for me, just okay. You know, when it comes to, this is what I'm learning now. Like when it comes to communicating, right? Like the way that you say something to someone, it always matters. So instead of, you know, I'm guilty of it myself. Like the way that I approach a problem that I have or a concern that I have, I always, you know, kind of be more aggressive than I could be when I could just be asking instead. Like, say for instance, like if I'm hungry, I'd be like, well, damn, you not gonna cook anything to eat? You know what I mean? So, but I could just say, hey, I'm hungry. Can you cook me something to eat?
Right. And
you know, that could be a whole totally different.
And then you're gonna get a different emotion and a reaction.
You're gonna get a different,
like, oh yeah, absolutely. Emotion. I don't want you to be hungry, but if you're like, dang, you ain't gonna cook nothing to eat, well, no, we go get yourself something to eat.
Yeah, but yes,
but that's gonna be my response.
Right.
Like,
cause see, you know, along with regulating your emotions, I have to regulate my own. Yeah, so if I regulate my own before I get to you, then I can keep that.
My response is gonna be different. Your response gonna be different. You're actually and that's actually a skill. From DBT, you're structuring the interaction based on your emotion, and you're going into the wise mind versus the emotion mind.
Right.
And you're structuring the conversation on how you want it to be productive versus you know like an unproductive conversation. So that's actually a really good skill. It's hard to practice though. I find emotional regulation for me. A lot of days I can keep it in the row and, you know, like I can use it and I feel good about it. But there's those days that you just feel so exhausted you don't want to keep on practicing those skills.
Yeah,
I got to I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. My wife, she's kind of sick. So the call. But she pointed out a really good point, you know, like emotional regulation, it takes like some practicing. It takes like constantly, you know, working on, you know, because you can learn a skill that helps you cope with your emotional regulation, right? But when you get faced with that thing that makes you all itchy and make you all, you know, feel that type of way, then it may be hard to activate it at that time. So, you know, it could be, you know, you just need more practice. You You had to give yourself grace. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all feeling the channel. I hope y'all getting something out of it. You know, definitely give us a like and subscribe. You know you coming through. and just trying to be give somebody some tips, give everybody that comes across our channel some tips that they can work on
And
with themselves.
we like to be real and stuff like that. So I'm gonna tell you guys a time that I didn't regulate my emotions when I should have, and he don't even know that I'm gonna tell this story to y'all. So, and this is a good one.
Hit the hookah before you do that.
Probably this
hit
is a
the
good
hookah
one.
before you do that.
Do you know what story I'm gonna tell?
Don't know. I don't know if I want to know what story it is. I might just want to wait on the story.
So, it was his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I got triggered by this when Matt said it's his birthday, and I hadn't thought about this. And it was his birthday, and I like went out and got him balloons, and I got him a cake, and all of this stuff. Right? I was really feeling his birthday. I was so excited for it, and I sent myself into such a panic, and my emotions became uncontrollable because I wanted him to like what I was doing so bad. He was taking too long. He got to work a couple minutes late, and so he was coming home probably 20 minutes later than he was supposed to because he got stuck at work. And so I let my emotions get the best of me, and I took his cake and I squished it all over the car. So when he got home, his birthday cake was outside waiting on him.
The new car too.
Brand new car. And it was red velvet cake and it was white. And that's
the brand new car.
That's where I used to be. And so, the fact that I am today wouldn't do something like that, that would be something that I wouldn't do.
That's allowing your emotions to get, out of
the
hand,
best of
the
you.
best of you,
And it wasn't for anything that was wrong other than the fact that I worked myself up so bad, just wanting him to be happy with what he was getting for his birthday.
Yeah.
And I felt like, okay, well, you should have been here on time, which he didn't have no control over it. And he communicated with me, so it's not like he just showed up late, without me knowing. And so my emotions really...
So a point to point out, right, that, someone, even though it wasn't malice or anything, or wasn't, like trying to be, it was nothing malicious or anything wrong with that, that's just, it still happened.
It is.
So just... people, give yourself a little grace, give yourself a little kindness, because even you can still experience these emotional, unstable times, and you didn't really do anything wrong. You was just probably trying to make things right. If you just,
and it's just the pressure of trying to make things right sometimes can send it into the wrong direction.
Yeah, it can.
And so you have to be really mindful when you see yourself getting dysregulated and figure out like what you can do, what's going to calm yourself down. Like for me, it's scents. I like things that smell good. So I know if, I have things that smell good, it's going to kind of allow me to regulate my emotions. But, excuse me. But that was a time that was, very early in my therapy, and I still feel bad about it. Every one of his birthdays since then, I've tried to make sure that everything is like completely seamless and smooth.
Yeah, right.
I try to make it up to him because that was like it was really evil, right? It was an evil, nasty thing for me to do to the person I love when I was trying to make him happy. I did the best thing I could to try to hurt him because I panicked.
So if you think about it, all right, since we're talking about it, because we've never really talked about it for real,
we
right?
Just kind of swept it under.
All right, so what was you thinking like when you did, like, okay, really, like what was going through your mind? Not that's what you wanted, but what was you thinking?
Didn't care so much that I worked so hard and you couldn't even get to work. You couldn't even get home on time.
Right.
Like, and I worked so hard to make you happy, and I felt unvalidated. Like I felt, that I wasn't validated in the fact that, like I worked hard all day to try to make you have a good time, like something good, and it was like no big deal to you. You were nonchalant because you're always nonchalant, and you were like so nonchalant, like, well, I just had to stay 20 minutes. I'll be there in 20 minutes later than normal, and it was just the nonchalantness of you that triggered me into the fact that I was like, I've been trying so hard to keep this in the road, and he don't even care with like what he has waiting on him. But that was the wrong way to frame it. Of course, it was the wrong way to frame it.
It's framing of everything. When it comes to any type of emotion, it's all about framing.
Yeah, but I would never do that again. Like there's things that I do one time that that are evil and nasty, and then it's like, okay, I'm not gonna do that no more because I don't want to be that person. And it's always it comes back to the person I want to be, and how I want to be perceived by my loved ones because I love hard. And so it was just, the birthday thing kind of just made me think of that. But that was a time that my emotions were very dysregulated, and I didn't do anything to try to to try to change it. I just went straight into the tornado of dysregulation.
Yeah.
And I didn't try to stop and breathe. I didn't try to, try to smell something nice, eat some ice, cool my face off. I didn't try to do anything. I just went straight down the deep end, diving in when I didn't even know how to swim, essentially.
So right now, we're going to emotional regulations, and what what we have from the book, because we're reading out of a book. Just to be honest,
It's a DBT book.
It's a DBT book. This is a
It's my book. It's my personal book that I've used to get through therapy. Like, this is written done by me. I got my notes and everything in it.
Yeah.
It's my personal book.
Yeah, sure.
But it's good. Yeah, but it's good to refer back and never get too far from the skills that they teach you within the book.
But the question though, okay, knowing that right there, and the way that you went, and the road that you spent down. So if you had these, or were able to exercise one of these, tips right now, like what would it be? How would you regulate that?
I would the way that I would regulate is I would put my ice pack on my face. First and foremost, but I would put the ice pack on my face. That's a proven skill that when you put ice on your face and you hold your breath for 30 seconds, your brain gets triggered into a different. It's like a different. It takes down your emotions and your anxiety and stuff like that.
Right.
That works well for me, so I would do that, and then I would probably make the house smell really good and breathe, being pissed off for a little while, but breathing, and then to kind of see how I feel. By the time you come home, before I make it, I'll probably have 10 things that I'm going to do that's nasty and evil, but I won't do them because I want to see what the interaction's going to look like when you get home and how is it going to go.
Right.
And so if it goes, understanding, if there's understanding in it, then it's easier to regulate my emotions.
I think it's like not, if I can kind of interpret that how I see what you're saying, it's like kind of not telling yourself what it's going to be.
Right.
Before it actually be,
right? But that's my problem.
Yeah, because you can't predict what I'm gonna say.
Right, but that's my problem because if anybody, I don't know if anybody else relates to this, but I have a fear of the unknown, right? Like I do, like that's something that I really am fearful of. I need to know everything, like what's gonna happen in the next minute, what's gonna happen in the next hour, who's gonna say what, and who's gonna do what. Like that's something that my OCD allows me to obsess over sometimes.
That's a real like from the book, the book. What it's not the one to unfuck yourself. The other one.
Yeah, the new one that we got.
Yeah, but she is basically saying that same thing. That's like dangerous for yourself to feel like you have to know everything that's happening.
It's exhausting.
Because it's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
It's dangerous for yourself because it's so exhausting. Yeah. It's like you putting yourself on a constant
you can relate to that, Emily. Yeah, it's a constant hamster wheel.
Yeah, a constant hamster wheel.
But sometimes I'll lay in bed when everybody's sleeping and I'm like wondering what's gonna happen. Like if I fall asleep, what's gonna happen? And I don't know what's gonna happen overnight while I'm sleeping, so I don't want to go. I can't sleep, and I'm up and down all night because I feel uneasy about the fact that I don't know what's gonna happen, and it's irritating, really. But I've made some progress, but I do still have a lot of progress to go. But it's like I need to know stuff. Like the more I know, the better, and the more comfortable I am. And for me, it's always no before it's yes. Because if I don't know what's going on, if you ask me something...
That used to drive me crazy. That used to drive me crazy. In the beginning of the relationship, it was a big hurdle for me and her unwillingness. When she say unwilling, like, no, it's a no before a yes. Anything, and it was just real hard for me.
That was a big hurdle in our relationship. It still is sometimes, but I catch myself now saying no, and instead of asking questions to get clarification of what it is, I just go no. And then I'll ask the questions after I say no, and it's like it kind of turns you off to wanting to tell me what's going on because I already said no. And so it's just like, well, I ain't going to waste my time doing it anyway. So I do catch myself now, and I try to reframe that and redo it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's what's working on also.
Yeah. And Emily, I know that, we go through a lot of the same struggles. You got a little guy right around the same age as I do, and with your relationship, like with Caden, he's amazing, but I know that he's overprotective and stuff like that. So I can understand that you can relate to some of the stuff that we got going on. He thinks he's a hookah specialist.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
I just hookah a little
What
bit.
is that? That's like a rhyme.
I just hookah a little bit.
Just a little bit. But yeah, we're just hanging out though. These are, to be honest with you guys, as we're sitting here and we're having these conversations with you guys, these are conversations that we sit around and actually have without people around, like without an audience. So we're not just jumping on here and having a conversation that like a prefab conversation or
like
something like that.
None of this is staged.
Yeah.
We may be going over a couple of tips from the book,
but we would do that in real life too, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what we do in real life, and that's just how we navigate through our lives and stuff. So it's just hope. B.O.B. She love B.
This is something crazy.
Something crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, we just navigate through our lives the same way, and
But it's like sometimes we just like say, okay, well, if we share this with people, then like maybe it will be helpful to somebody. And the thing is that like we have a lot of family members that know that we have these conversations, so they want to have these conversations with us, and they like they will call us when they need some guidance and stuff like that. We don't think that we know the answer, that we have the tools to give them the guidance, but they trust us enough to do that. And so it makes us feel good. So we like to share with people to, like, do we never know who it might help, especially the fact that mental health treatment is not easy to ask for, and it's not always easy to get depending on your insurance situation. So if you can find people that are able to give you some advice, it may be the game changer for you.
I'm gonna tell you something from a personal perspective, Emily, because I see you say he's extremely overprotective.
Yeah, I know he is.
And he doesn't like to tell you much. I can kind of relate to that, and what Love has done. She found a way to communicate with me in a way that I feel comfortable sharing what I'm actually feeling and what I'm actually experiencing with her. So it kind of comes along with you too. So like that little, if you was here a little earlier, I was giving an example about how to relay a want, or how to relay like something that I really need, like I'm hungry, right? So instead of me saying like, damn, you're not gonna cook anything, like, damn, I'm like really hungry. Instead, just ask like, hey, I'm hungry. Can you cook me something to eat?
And usually the answer is it's already on the stove. You just gotta wait a couple more minutes.
Yeah, right. So I say that to say that it kind of goes back and forth. It's okay. It kind of goes back and forth with the way that you communicate with him, and if you can find a way to reach him, communicate in a way that he's receiving to, instead of communicating to him in a way that he's regressive to, then you probably will get a lot farther. And that's coming from somebody that's a real hard shell of a guy. Like, man, I'm telling you, like, I be real clammed up when it comes to like sharing what's going on. This platform is very new to me and Love. So we still learning how to, share things that we love, that we experience, and that's been beneficial to us as a couple, and just as people in general. So we doing it, and so of course a lot of it's gonna come off really rough, and cause it's unstructured, and
I'm rough. I'm a rough person though. Yeah. I'm not a smooth person. I'm a rough person. and
a sick person.
And a sick person. But the other thing is, I wanted to add to that. What did I want to add? I heard you say something. Say what you just said, like the last little part.
The last part, I mean, just we're new to sharing the way what we're going through.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So this is like real life, right? Like this is real life. This is stuff that we're going through every day. Like trials and tribulations, and like I'm getting over the shame of certain situations by being able to even tell you guys, like just tell out loud, to tell a story about something that was a shameful moment for me. To be real, it sounds funny, or it sounds, like it sounds, not that serious or anything, like me smushing your cake on the brand new white car. But it was actually a very shameful moment, and it's shame that I carry with me, that I have to work to kind of peel back. Within our relationship and stuff like that, because I was so mean to you when you didn't deserve it, but I didn't know how else to. Sometimes it was like, okay, I'm hurting.
All right, that's sweet. I appreciate that.
But sometimes But sometimes
I
it's like my
appreciate
emotions are making me hurt.
She
But
never
it's like
said that. No.
the only way
No,
that I
just
can
be
make you
honest now.
understand is to do something outrageous so you can see how I feel. Like
Right.
because you can't feel how I feel and I can't make you feel how I feel. So it's like the acting
Right,
out
right.
allows you to see, okay, this lady's in pain. She crazy. Like something's really going on. And
I think that's that kind of goes along with the acting out. People, you act out to try to get other people to see the
how
pain.
much you're in
Yeah, how
pain
much you're in
because
pain.
like with mental health people people don't see it. You have to tell them, and it's shameful to tell people that. So it's like a lot of people act other than themselves in order to get somebody to understand how bad it really is.
I'll just read Emily comment. She just said our biggest struggle and argument is that we was feeling like he couldn't tell me about him resigning for an Air Force because
Realistic, he
yeah,
realistic,
realistic,
yeah. And
yeah,
I remember
resigning.
him, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember
resigning for
him
Air
letting me
Force.
know
He was
how
scared
upset
I
you
was
were.
going to tell him to leave. Yeah,
But that's like I validate your feelings, Emily, because I would have been upset as well.
yeah, it's
Like
difficult.
because that's a life changing experience for both of you guys. So you're very validated in the feelings
Yeah.
that you felt left out and that he didn't talk to you about it. I understand he has a passion and like a calling to where he felt like he needed to re-enlist, but I can validate your feelings that I would have been very upset as well. And so
I would have kind of like wanted to know why it was so important to him. You know what I mean? Like, why is it so important to you to do? You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't want to assume that I know. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real in how you're seeing it. It's like, dang, it's very dramatic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
this is
like
dramatic. Like,
because
yo,
it's life
whoa,
changing. He gone for 13 weeks, but she's
whoa.
pregnant. Like that's
You
a
know what I'm
lot.
saying? But at the same time, you know, and understand why it's important to him to then again, maybe you could probably understand a little better.
Right.
Just maybe.
Yeah, but no, but before you make a
just-
life changing experience, you gotta talk. Like a life
You gotta
changing
talk
thing
to your
for
spouse.
everybody, like your family. It's definitely important that you communicate that because everybody has to be in
Yeah.
agreement. Or, with Emily's case, I admire the fact that she stuck by him because that would have been a very hurtful thing for me to not know that you were changing our life in that drastic of a measure.
Yeah.
But
I would have. Now I would have, but I've come a long way as a person, and and my communication skills and
long way.
and what I feel like you should know, and so I can relate to that, and I can say honestly that all right, okay, I would tell you now. I tell you now.
Right.
But me a couple years ago, maybe I would have been like, man, I'm not telling her. I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Right.
She gonna see this shit on the back end,
Right.
bro.
And she's gonna accept it. She gonna accept it or she's not. That was your attitude a lot. But we've made great strides in changing that to where we've come
for sure.
we've come definitely together more as a unit.
That's crazy.
But the great thing is that we also, we're not just married and raise children together. It's like, we do business together. We do a lot of things together that allow us to, that forces us, not allows us, forces us to have to learn how to communicate. Because if you have to communicate on different levels that you would do that with the outside people.
Make
but
sure
when
you're in there. Oh. You're so beautiful. I gotta make sure they see you.
But when you're doing it, like when you're at work and when you have like a job that you go to 9 to 5 and you're communicating with people, it's cool. But when it's your spouse that you have to communicate with and you have to learn how to talk to, it's hard to not have those boundaries. Like the other morning we kind of got in an argument about something about, it was over a video or something silly. Remember, because you were saying one thing, I was saying the other, and it was just like we had no communication at that moment, and it's like we both walked away from it, which is the right thing to do.
Right.
And then we haven't revisited, but I'm sure when we revisit that conversation again, it will go a lot smoother than it did that morning. But we have, but it's the fact that we do a lot of things together, so there's a lot of missed opportunity for us to do the right thing.
Yeah, for sure, man. Again, we appreciate everybody tuning in, man.
I'm so glad that you love him because he loves you too. He thinks the world of you, Emily. As far from what I know,
especially
that man thinks he put you on a pedestal. He's just trying to do the best he can for his family, but he hasn't figured out all the skills to learn how to communicate with you. But you can teach him. Just be patient.
You can.
You can teach
But
him.
you know, when it comes to communication, you know, you have to be an effective communicator yourself to get the best communication out of someone else. And it's hard, but you know, when you choose who you with, you with who you with, so you have to learn how to communicate.
You
with
have
them.
to be really careful. What I've learned is you have to be really careful how you ask a question.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like even with kids, when you ask them when they come home from school, how was your day today? They say fine.
Yeah,
right?
fine, right?
But you have to flip that and ask an open-ended question of like, you know, like, what did you do today, in order to, you know, kind of draw out the communication with them. But if you ask those closed-ended questions, you're going to get closed-ended answers.
Yeah. Yes.
And so it's important how you ask a question.
That is true. I really suggest you actually look up how to ask open-ended questions to like the stuff that you want to know. You know,
if I ask him like I ask him 3 closed-ended questions, he gets so pissed off because he thinks I'm questioning him, and it's like, okay, why are you asking me all these questions? But I can ask one question the right way and get everything I need, and he doesn't feel any kind of way about me asking him about it.
Yeah, you know what? My type of personality, I'm offended by closed-ended questions.
You are very offended.
I ain't gonna say I just realized this, but I haven't known this a long time about myself.
I've known it for years, and it's been a hard road because, you know, like I'm a questioner. I want to ask you a million questions.
Yeah, but see, I think I just like closed. I like an open-ended question. So I can just...
Yeah, I can understand that, Emily. The thing is, so we're better now, but when, you know, like just even a couple of years back, I used to have to really think if I wanted to ask a question or not, because I knew I'm bringing out the bull. Like if I don't land the question the exact right way, he's gonna flip his shit, and then it's gonna be a fight for 3 days over one thing. So it's like I used to really have to think before I asked him something.
That's true.
I would have to be, okay, is this worth it? And I would have to weigh my options of, okay, is this worth us fighting for 3 days because he don't like that I asked this question? Or is it not worth it and I just have to suck it up and take it on the chin? And it used to be, for a while, like it was a really hard time for me because I didn't know the right way. And I still don't know completely the right way, but we're getting better.
Okay, this kind of goes, you know, this kind of goes to what she's saying too, because listen. You didn't know how to ask me questions the right way.
Right.
And but I'm the one you chose to be with, so you better figure this shit out.
And I tried.
But so this is the thing about it. I'm not...
I try.
So once you adapted a way of asking me questions a lot easier, or better format or something.
Hey, I didn't have to wrangle the bull.
Yeah, you didn't have to wrangle the bull.
I felt like I was in Spain and getting chased down the road by the bulls.
Now look,
oh my God.
I would like to say that I have changed myself and adapted myself to be more
to be questioned.
Be questioned or be more receptive to questions or whatever, but maybe I haven't.
Yeah,
maybe you've just learned how to
I'm a lot
softer ask questions.
And then the other thing is I have OCD that require, like with numbers, I'm a number OCD person, like diagnosed.
And that bothers me.
I'm giving you like one of my diagnoses is
like
OCD.
Don't count everything. What you count everything? I count everything,
and it really irks the hell out of him. You know, because I'll like be down to the minute on time. I count the telephone poles, like, you know, like I count everything, and it gets under his skin. Like he's so offended by the fact that I count everything, because I'll be like, well, that took you 3 minutes. And he'd be like, why are you timing me? And I'm like, okay, well, you know, like I didn't mean to time you. It's just, you know, like something that that I do.
I ain't gonna say it's things that he probably can't tell you, Emily. I just say it's things that you haven't asked him the right way for him to tell you. You know what I'm saying? With his job in the Air Force,
they gotta be secretive too.
He can't tell me.
Yeah, he has to be more secretive.
Oh, well, yeah, on that.
So you kind of left out. You're like almost with like a Russian spy or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I'd be able to handle that, because I need to know. Like I need to know what you're doing at work.
Man.
Like if I can't, I want to be able to ask you how your day was and what you do. And if you tell me you can't tell me, then
they're not doing nothing like that.
Yeah, no.
They're not doing nothing like that over there.
No, the scientists that we know, he used to have secret stuff that he couldn't tell.
Right.
Tell
But he was
worked
on a higher level. But I'm saying he just going in. He's in the bottom level. They should be.
No, he's not in the bottom level. This is his second time around. Is it the second, Emily? That is the second.
The second tour?
Enlistment? Yeah, I think it's the second. Yeah, this is the second one, if I'm not mistaken. If not third.
Like
this is his career.
I just think
so he's going through the ranks on it.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah, he's going. He's going to the special.
Yeah, Rihanna, he can't.
Yeah, right.
But dang, that sucks.
My dad was a Marine. I don't know what he really did as a Marine. I don't even know what he did, and I have to ask him because I kind of wonder what his job was. Because doesn't everybody in the military have a job?
Yeah.
So I really wonder what my dad's job was because when he came out, he was a pool man.
He used to clean pools in the military. He used to clean the.
Did he clean their pools?
Clean our subs.
Oh, they clean the submarines. Maybe, I don't know.
He used to really clean the submarines.
So one day I'll ask him. I'll remember to ask him. But I really wonder what his job was.
He's gonna say he used to clean the submarines.
Yeah, but he was, for many years I think he's still in the pool industry if I'm not mistaken, and he's, made a very good career out of it. But I wonder what he did in the military. I don't know that. I just know he was a Marine. I've never bothered to ask. So that's interesting. I need to remember to ask that question.
You definitely need to remember to ask because it's worth asking.
It is worth asking. I don't ask a lot of questions. So this is what I learned. I stopped asking a lot of questions to a lot of people because it's too much for me to remember. Like, it's too much for me to take on. I feel like I got to take on problems from people when I ask a question and stuff like that.
It's a cop out.
Yeah. Like this earlier, I was talking to my best friend on the phone, and clearly it wasn't going well over at her house. But instead of me trying to probe and see if there was something I could do to help, I got the hell off the phone. And I love her to death, but I wanted her to come in and chat with us. I know she's probably busy, but I should have tried to probe a little bit more before. I could have probably helped, but I just got the hell out of Dodge.
Dang.
Yeah.
And when it comes to that right there, like
with
your friend, with your friend thing, it's like because it's your friend, the relationship is already there, so you know a lot of what's going on. So it's kind of like.
But I want her to feel better, but I didn't even try to make her feel better.
But it's like things you kind of like. You gotta make time to be involved with. Where you at? Where I'm at in my life? Like what I'm trying to be involved with. What I'm trying to do. Because sometimes you got time for it. Like, I got time today. Yeah. You know what I mean? That song really means that I got time today. But sometimes you don't have time today. It's like, man, I'm not doing that shit with her or my friend. And, like, my friend ain't finna hit me with the damn
That's how I even feel like that with our children. Like, when they call, it's like, I'll look at the phone and be like, nah, I don't know what they're going to say. So, I'm not in the right mindset.
But I think that as a person, we owe this to ourselves. You know what I mean? To not allow people to do that to us. You know what I mean?
I'm getting better, but I was really bad for a long time. But I am getting better at not engulfing myself into what people have going on and not asking the questions to get myself intertwined. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, don't ask. Because every time I talk to my mom, see, this is her problem. This is how she end up in people's shit, right? Because the first thing that come out her mouth when she get on the phone with somebody, hey, what's wrong? What's the matter?
My mom used to
don't be doing that. I like, stop doing that. Stop asking people that. Don't ask me that. Yeah. And stop asking other people that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But my mom used to do that too. And I'm like, damn, why stop? I don't even want to call you because you always think that I'm only calling you because there's a problem. But she does have a lot of kids and there's usually always a problem. But it's not coming from me. I mean, sometimes it has, to be honest. But 9 times out of 10, it's not coming from me.
I know we ain't gonna be on here much longer, but I do want to jump right back into the emotional regulation, and I want to cause this is one thing I wanted to make a point about before we closed up and make sure people got. And it's ways to describe emotions.
Yeah, that's true.
Ways to describe emotion, and we definitely want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and the important thing when you describe, so when you have an emotion, you got the first validation of the emotion. You got to validate yourself that you're entitled to have an emotion, but then you need to describe what it is in order for you to be able to react to it appropriately,
right?
Or more appropriate than you would if you didn't describe it, you didn't acknowledge it, and you just jumped in and reacted. Because when you're in a mind, it's called emotion mind. When you're in emotion mind, you tend to overreact or you tend to react badly when you could have processed the situation a little bit longer and responded a lot better. And there's no it's not a bad thing if something is triggering your emotions and
Right.
you're not and you're able to frame or to name them. It's not a bad thing to put up a boundary. Say, okay, I'm not talking about this right now. I'm not prepared to talk about this. I'm not talking about this. We
Right.
can, like, you're entitled to do that. And a lot of people
Right.
don't think that they're entitled to cut off a conversation when they're not emotionally ready to have it.
Right. I think that, when it comes to naming emotions, like a lot of times we don't feel comfortable calling something what it is
That's
if
true.
to them. Because
Right.
you have your own truth. So if this is bad to you or if it's good to you, call it what it is and then deal with it like that in that
Yeah,
time.
but for example,
so you instead of like try to go through it and then
yeah, but if you really think about the emotions, if you call your emotion, okay, I'm angry. Where does anger come from? Anger comes from hurt.
Yeah.
Right? So it's really the main emotion is not your anger. That's your reaction to what the emotion is. The
Right.
emotion is somehow you got hurt.
Right.
And
right,
you feel
okay.
hurt and then you were reacting out of anger because that was your knee-jerk reaction on how to respond as a defense mechanism.
Do that a lot, he will say he doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's hard though, but it takes
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
You
It
guys
takes
have a
time.
lot more years to go, so you just got to work on it.
Young souls.
And then it gets to a point where you don't want to let him go because you don't want all your hard work to go to another woman, so you got to work it out. Because I'm like, I'll be damned if he's gonna go use all these skills on somebody else. I'll be damned if that's gonna happen.
Hey, Jindy.
Hey, how you doing, honey? But yeah, no, I ain't giving him up because nobody else is reaping my reward. No, that's selfish, I know, but sometimes I'm a little selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we appreciate you. Thanks for coming in. We're about to wrap it up, Jane D. Thank you for stopping in. We're gonna wrap it up in just a second.
It's worth working on it, definitely.
It is very worth it. If you love him and you know the kind of person he
other.
is, absolutely, it'll happen over time.
Yeah, it definitely
It'll
will happen over time. If we can leave you with anything, how would you sign off? You sign off, love. Tell her what you want to leave everybody
I
with.
would say that validate yourself. When it's important that you validate yourself and your emotions first and foremost before you do anything else, because you're entitled to feel however you feel. That's your entitlement. But once you validate the emotions of what is triggering you, identify it so you know like what the root of it is, so you can have a little bit more insight on how you're going to react to it. And just try those 3 steps to begin with and see if you have a different outcome of what you've been having in the past if you've been struggling with this. And I think that's it. And I wish everybody the best. 988 too, though. If you need somebody to talk to, you don't have a friend, you don't have a confident person, please call 988. They are there. They have amazing resources, and they will talk to anybody. It don't matter if you have insurance or not.
Right.
And so that's an extremely valuable resource.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say. Peace and blessings, everybody.
Yeah, peace and blessings, everybody. Hey, travel safe, man. Everybody, love. We love y'all. Please like, please subscribe. Plenty big hearts and everybody for tapping in.
Okay, thank you guys.